Hello folks, ReverendCrystalCox here, and I'm going to talk to you today about energy healing. I am sure I will do dozens upon dozens. we don't want to be stepping on those. Oh yes, put them there, that'll be good. Okay. Okay, energy healing. Lots and lots of videos on these. I don't even know where to start. Yeah. Okay. Everything that happens to you happens first in your energy field. No matter what it is, it happens in the etheric. If you don't believe it can happen, it won't. If you know for sure, like sitting on this, I sat down on this, I knew for sure that it was going to stop my fall. It was going to be there. If you was in that kind of a knowing that you was never going to get cancer or anything, you wouldn't. We create our reality by our beliefs, by our emotions. Okay. When someone is a higher frequency than you, they can be in your energy field and raise your frequency. We are in New Earth energy now, so all of your favorite channels and all of your favorite healers cannot go forward as channels and as healers unless they've done the work on themselves. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've followed certain channels for decades, and now they're different. We're all channels. You know, we all tune into spirit and we're all channels. But they literally cannot not bring through their own personality and their own stuff now. They have to do the work, every trigger, every program themselves, or they're not going to bring through pure energy anymore. It's just kind of over. And so when you go to an energy healer, if they're not a higher frequency than you, yeah, it's great. Human energy from one human to another will heal you, will help you if you have like a tear in your aura, if you have like a bellyache, you have cramps, you have something going on, it will. But it depends on how close you are to the frequency of the person that you're working with. When you get energy healing from someone of a higher frequency, it kind of disrupts your life because it'll make you aware of things you weren't previously aware of. Okay, so in the old energy, we used to have crystals around and different things to and burn sage after every healing because it was said or believed or known that when you do energy healing, you absorb the negativity of the person. But once we came through, we've all pretty much left 3D and we're in New Earth energy. It's just we have to tune into it. And it used to be that you could absorb their negativity. It's not now. Now it's like we've went through, you know those different things that you can go through a slot but you can't go back? So we went to this higher realm and we can't go back to a lower realm. Even if we're doing energy healing work on someone that's way lower frequency, they will not lower our frequency. We can only go up. We can only bring them up and we can only go up. Okay, so just some of the people, like Donna Eden, energy healer, lots of stuff out there from her. There's, well, this is Dolores, Therapeutic Touch, Dolores Krager. There's a lot of, there's just tons of energy healers. I'll be sharing that stuff another time. So, I have seen people do energy healing. Well, Greg Braden, there's a video of a cancer, a tumor, and they did energy healing over him and did the ultrasound live, and the tumor just went away. Raymond Grace, Raymon, he's a dowser, and when I talk about like the pendulum going counterclockwise and clockwise, he does that. So just like in the Greg Braden thing, you're moving someone, quantum leap, you can shift them. Okay, so this guy had a broken leg, he had a limp like for 20 years, and Raymond Grace just shifted him to a reality where he didn't have a broken leg. So it's convincing your mind to shift quantum realities. And that's kind of like psychic surgery. Okay, so there's a phenomenon, there's this really cool Kirlian photography. You cut like a leaf in half, and you do Kirlian photography and you can see the energy field of the leaf. the energy field is there first. I've had experiences in logging units where the tree's cut off and I can still feel the tree. Sometimes people will have like a leg or something removed, and when it's taken, they tie it up behind them. So they'll have, like, they always feel like they're sitting on something. So you do energy healing to move that down. It's phenomenal. Energy healing can make your body flip. Like mine, when I first started with the powerful energy healer that I had over the last 5 years, I mean, I've done them all. I've had all kinds of different energy healings. But this, my arms would flail out, my legs would kick. I would like have my leg give out for a few days afterwards because it would bring up old stuff and clear it out. And it's just phenomenal. Energy healing alone can cure you of anything. And yeah, I'm saying that. I used to, if you see my videos, yeah, I'll put a link in this description, on alternative medicine, and counseled people for 30 years on it. But now I don't do the heavy-duty herbs and the heavy-duty minerals and vitamins and alkaline, and ReverendCrystalCox at gmail.com if you want. I have a ebook that I wrote about all the cancer cures. I've helped hundreds of people personally, and through the internet probably thousands of people. Cancer salves, all kinds of things. But when I realized that I could shift realities, so quantum shifting, frequency healing, dry fasting, such miracles that I don't really do the other stuff anymore. I do some, like I eat raw garlic often, I take oregano oil, but I have a little different philosophy now. And two, my energy is so high now. Like after I do energy sessions with some people, that my hands will have such a kinetic energy that things will knock off the wall and break. And so we're in that new earth energy, but I've removed so much of the lower density that I have a really high vibration. And I did prayer before this video. You will be feeling this energy, and you will be getting healing, who's ever watching this, in whatever way is of your highest and best. My hands are just vibrating. So, yeah. Okay, so when I'd see pictures of Woodstock and stuff, I would see people, flailing around and I thought it was like LSD and different tripping stuff. It is. It was different drugs. But what the drugs were doing, kind of like energy healing, is it was releasing trauma, releasing things in their body. So the body flipping around like that, because I kept telling Spirit, I'm like, I'm just making that up. Like, I'd have these switches or stuff, and Spirit would say, okay, well, do it. Like, try to redo it. I couldn't. Like, I can go, but what your body does to release caught energy, I've had people rise up off of the bed and just have every chakra just bing, 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 bing open. I myself have had profound experiences with running energy on myself and lifting up off. And anyway, back to the hippies. I didn't know that jerking was really a releasing of energy. And the same thing with faith healing. You see the evangelists on TV and stuff, and a lot of people are like, well, that's not real. Well, yeah, probably a lot of it's faked, but I've met a lot of people and had firsthand experience with miracles with energy healing. I mean, blind people singing, lame people walking, yeah, it's a thing. And I would think, oh, it's faked and it's staged, because they would flip around like that. But really, you can't. I mean, some people maybe are really limber or whatever, but I can't flip around like that. It's your innate releasing something, stuck energy, and it's the cure. And so, faith healing, prayer, long distance healing, energy healing. I am a Reiki master, but I don't really say I do Reiki, because when I was young, I never wanted to do the Reiki stuff because I consider myself an intuitive healer, and whatever that person needed. And I would energetically, scan to kind of see where the blocks were. It used to be you'd feel cold spots and hot spots. But now it's a little bit different. And remember too, when you're energy healing, you might feel really, really cold, like just iceberg cold, and that's healing. That's your body healing. So the faith healing, watching people be so limber, I thought these two things that There was one, it was the drugs, and one it was maybe faked. And then the healer that I work with now, like 6 years ago, was trying to do this particular healing on me, and I kind of resisted energetically. But that's about a year and a half ago now, I think, or a couple years. At any rate, so I'm standing upright, okay? So this is my hips. So you put your hands like about this far out from someone's hips. You're sitting down, so yeah, your face kind of in their butt. And you, okay, this far on each side, and you just hold that. And then you tell the person, just let yourself go. Like if your body wants to twist this way or twist that way, whatever it wants to do. And so she did that, and I animated. So my body flipped and moved, and then I ended up flipping on the bed. I did it right next to the bed. And it put my back into place. Energy moved. And then I was able to then do it with myself. So I can do, like even now, when I do deep breathing, I will twitch. So I'll have different things in my body releasing stuff. And so yeah, you'll twitch and flip. And I didn't know that you could do that. So hands like this, and then you put your hand, so here's the spine. So you got like about this far off the spine at the top and at the base of the spine. And the person will draw back, right? You're pulling them back. And I'll do lots more videos on this and links in the description. Now I'll do some, but also I will add links to this video. This is pretty incredible, and I didn't know that I could be animated from my energy field. I believed in energy healing, studied Barbara Brennan. I studied, I've got healing from people who went to her school for 6 years. I've, like I said, healing from shamans from Peru, and faith healing, the therapeutic touch, the Monica rites or whatever, the Mayan stuff, I've been all over. I think there's Kaios and there's Kairos. There's just a whole bunch of names for a whole lot of things. And so I've incorporated it all into what I do now, which is basically, I know this is fast and all over. We'll go into depth for different things, but now I have like this ottoman. I have a massage table too that I put people on, but I sit them on it and I talk to them. So I do psychic readings, so I'll bring up something that their mother said or something that's in their field, and it will trigger them. And I will run energy while they're triggered. So it draws it out, and then it dissolves the density, and I'll just keep talking, just keep saying things that might upset people. And then they know what's going on, and they're not comfortable, but it shocks them a little bit because I know all that stuff. So they know that it's for their own good, because how else would I know, right? I just start saying stuff that someone said to them when they were young or whatever brings that up, and then I run energy. And, okay, so like someone's flat on their back on the massage table, okay, you run energy above the head, you just put your hands there. And you visualize, yes, energy coming out of your hands. You can do this to, get the energy going. You can just do this and let it build up. And then, think of something like I would have pretty pictures around or whatever. You don't have to focus necessarily on the healing. Your innate and your healers are working through you to heal that person, and then there's spirits working with them to heal them. So you really can kind of check out and just let yourself be used to that energy. So the more you overthink it, the more you kind of interfere with the healing. So you just kind of put your hands there after you kind of set your intention, and you just look at something. Like I would look at pretty pictures or whatever and just kind of go into the picture, or try to bring up different things in my mind to kind of detach from it and let spirit work through me. Okay, so there's different layers on the body. So I would do energy healing on the body, so under the body, on top of the body, like actually touching, right? Running energy. You'll feel it go through. I do it like this far above the field, and then I do it at this other level of the field, and there's stuff in every level, right? And you'll kind of just feel it, and how will you'll just intuitively know. So basically, you're just running energy all over their body. And then you go down to their feet and you just run energy. And so their aura is a different healing than actually being on their physical body. Okay, so long distance healing, it works. People feel it. the double split theory or whatever, about, we'll go into that later, but, you know, it's quantum, but you're focused on someone and you can heal them. And like a lot of the work that Raymond Grace does, you know, is long distance. I've seen miracles. I've seen people cured of amazing, amazing things with energy alone. And bringing up old emotions and healing them. And it's a way to do healing without restoring things. It's a way to move stuff out of your body without any other forms of healing, really. And if you don't believe that's true, well then, you know, a lot of people ask, will energy healing work for people who don't believe? Well, yeah, it will. Especially if you work with someone who's a higher frequency than you. And it's not good or bad. It's just tuning into a different frequency and tuning into a different dimension. It's not like, well, I'm good because I did the work and you're bad because you didn't. It's different frequencies and it's different densities. And so if someone has been into a lot of low frequency things in their life, and you go to them as healer, yeah, it'll be nice, but it won't raise your frequency, it won't heal your ailments, it won't break up any matter. But you will do that for them. So it's funny because a lot of times people will go to a healer that's, you know, just going through all, they haven't done any of the work on themselves, they're just going by what they learned at school and they're doing their energy healing. But if you went there, you'd be of a higher frequency than them, so you're actually healing them. And so you definitely want to work with the healer that is a higher frequency than you. The animation thing really surprised me, and once I learned that, I was like, you know, just, you know, wow. I attended the Berkeley Psychic Institute, and we did, like, this I don't know, I'm not going to tell you all their theories, but I'm combining like 30 years worth of different energy healings, tons of occult, esoteric, metaphysical studies, tons of channeled stuff, and with the now bringing up triggers, bringing up unconscious beliefs, I put all of that into what I do now, which is to kind of trigger the person and heal them. And then it turns their life upside down, and they're not really comfortable with it, but it clears the old out, and then they're like, oh my God, right? And I don't necessarily tell them what to do. You know, the energy field, okay, you bring in 0 point energy, which is the source of all things. So moving out the old, moving in the new. Berkeley, that's what I was going to say about the Psychic Institute. That was the golden sun thing. So you put a picture of a big golden sun above your head, call back all your energy into this golden sun, all of it from all the places you left it, all the people. And don't matter if it's, you know, your spouse or your kids or someone you can't unlove and you can't unconnect from people like whatever you're supposed to. You're just you're just disconnecting from their chatter and their energy that day, so you can see what's yours and what's theirs. The big golden sun above your head, call back all my energy into this big golden sun, and you're doing this too. And then, come on, energy. Okay, this big golden sun. And then I picture Archangel Michael with the sword going, and then all my energy coming back into me and filling. At the same time, my grounding core is intact, and mine's a big old a redwood down to the center of Mother Earth, connected to, I always picture like lava or whatever it's connected to, you know, and then I have to see my name there. I let go of all unwanted energy. Okay? And so there's that. There's going in and looking at spots in your body and just bringing in the light. You know, you're doing self-energy healing. Again, this is kind of more of an introduction. It's such an exciting topic for me. I love energy healing. I would be really surprised if who's ever watching this isn't feeling anything, because my hands are just, and I kind of called in all kinds of entities and energies and higher beings to be here to heal you, whoever sees this, every time you see it and into infinity. And so, also, okay, so this energy field, healing your energy field, then you'll draw to you the things you need. You'll draw the ideas. I had, like I said, my hands would flip and my leg would flip, and I had memories of past lives of when I bled out, like as a soldier, or when my leg was like gone. You know, I'd like my leg would just give out. I was like healing different lifetimes, healing versions of me in different realms. It's just wonderful. And so you can go to school for it. Barbara Brennan's school is, I mean, they're all I was going to say spendy, but I didn't want to be a Reiki master in my 20s because I didn't want to adhere to one thing. I wanted to do intuitive healing, and so I incorporated a whole lot of things. But it wasn't until the last 6 years that I dove into every trigger and every program. I had done so much work on myself my whole life, and I was very self-aware. But I had some energies that I couldn't get rid of, and I had been to hundreds of energy healers. And it wasn't until this last one that it was actually working. And that was a method too of like what I'm doing now, kind of triggering me and running out the demons, running out the old energy, running out the programs, running out the trauma. And so in doing all that work, my frequency is raised now, and what I focus on is so much more powerful than before. So I've always done energy healing, but now it's just so much more powerful because I've cleared my own field. So prayer, faith healing, prayer is an energy healing. Whatever your intention is powerful. And yes, every one of you is an energy healer. It's just different levels and different layers. But your intention, calling in your guides, calling in your higher self, calling in the higher self of the person you're working with. I call in all available angels, all available archangels of the highest vibration. I call in Saint Germain and Lady Portia. And if you read my Awakener book stuff, it talks more about those entities. And if you want to work with, Christ consciousness, you call that in. And then these beings come in and they assist you to heal. And sometimes you'll see them. Or people that I do healing work on will see these beings. And you call in your healing masters, and you don't need anyone else to do energy healing with you. You just lay there on your back in your bed, call in all these entities, and you can do this healing on yourself. And keep raising your frequency and raising your frequency and raising your frequency. And then once your frequency's raised, then what comes to you, you can kind of trust what comes into your life and what wants to leave your life. And you just keep raising your frequency. And that's why it's important to cut off everybody's energy and all those cords every day, at least once a day. So that you know what's your thoughts, your needs, your wants, your highest excitement, your preference, beyond anybody else in your life. Including your children. And I never mean anything neglectful to minor children. But you have to cut off from all of that, everyone, so that you know what's yours and get your center. And it's good to do that every day so you know what's your thoughts and what's other people's thoughts. So yeah, I will put some different ideas in the description. This topic is so vast and so wide. One doesn't really know exactly where to start. I just kind of wanted to, ReverendCrystalCox ramble about it. I just love it. And so whoever you are, at whatever level you are, run your hands over somebody. If they're not with you, picture them laying there, and if they're in tune to that at the same time, that's great. But also you can do it, and then it'll be there whenever they want it. And now, do we need permission? No. Old energy, we needed permission. But in new, we don't need permission now because we can't hurt anybody. We can only raise the frequency. We can't be like, hippie chippy chippy ba, and then lower your frequency and ruin your life. No, we can only raise frequencies. So we can only benefit. We either can do meh or we can benefit some. So you picture your person there, they're laying, and then you just you visualize yourself running the energy over their body. And then when you put, in this, then you're running energy between your own hands up and down their body. And, and you have them on one side and then you roll them over and have them on the other side. And yeah, you do it in person, but also just, in your mind. And, I'm sending you energy now. Okay, and then you go up to the heart, the crown chakra, and the throat chakra, heart, solar plexus, second chakra, root chakra, down to the feet. And then this keeps going, and this will keep going. All this is clear for you every day and every time you watch this. And so, whoever you are watching this, you are a healer. Your effectiveness will be based on your own inner work, your own raising your frequency, your own paying attention to every thought, knowing every belief, every trauma. And believe me, I know it's hard to do that. especially if you are influenced all the time by other people. You know, if you got husband or wife and you got kids and you got extended family and you got jobs and you got all this stuff all the time you think's yours. And that's why it's important to cut off from that as you raise your frequency. And as you raise your frequency, people will fall out of your life. And that's okay. Because as you raise your frequency, you can trust who falls out of your life and what's meant to fall out of your life. So, so yeah, just running energy. So the idea, right, so like here and here, so I'm running the energy from my two hands, okay? Or if it's you know, like their legs here, you can go above the leg and below the leg. We're actually touching because your hand's under them. My healer had used a raised table on the massage table so she could put her hand under me and over me. So there's all kinds of different ways, but when you're doing it long distance, you know, you can just visualize that, of course. Like I'm doing this with you right now. I'm at your hips right now. Knees, both ankles, feet, and then all the way up to the chakra, running energy all the way from your base, root, feet, chakra areas down there, and then your crown, running energy up and down. And this will be there for you if and when you want it. And so right now, all of our favorite channels and energy healers, wonderful, but so many of them are not doing the work now. They're not working on their own stuff, and their opinions are coming through. We cannot move to the next level with any old density, old negative beliefs. We have to raise that frequency. So it'll keep being shown to us over and over and over until we can remove that. And some of us, the healing that we do with ourselves, we heal for our lineage. So our children and our ancestors and in all dimensions and all versions of us. And so just remember, just state your intention. Your intention is what matters most. I like to do energy healing barefoot. Sometimes I get so hot, I nearly like pass out. The last few healings I did, last time I was in Ireland, I almost blacked out because there was so much energy coming through. And so, you know, after too, you could run your hands underwater, go stand outside in the grass. But when you have that intense and you're with someone else that's that intense, which I learned in Ireland, yes, grounding outside or in water right away. Like, don't walk around. Because, I mean, she went to one area, I think she went to take a shower, and I went to another area, and shit started falling off, you know, things were breaking. Like, things were moving because the kinetic field was so high, and then I was downstairs and stuff was falling off the shelves and breaking. So, that's kinesiology, you know, the energy that you're building up. And so, so yeah, I just love energy healing. I'm doing an energy healing on you right now. You can call it energy healing, faith healing, Reiki, shamanic. Reiki has symbols and all that, but it's all basically intention, right? The Barbara Brennan books, she donated all of them to me like 20 years ago for this library I was doing for alternative medicine. And I knew someone who went there for 6 years. And I've studied her energy healing stuff. I've studied lots of different energy healing, but I've studied tons of religions, tons of channels, tons of healing methods. You know, Manly Hall on magnetics, that's just wonderful because the stuff that we have in our energy field. Another thing really cool about that is that, like, say you went all over the world and gathered all these spices, and then you used them, like, for the, say, 20 years, and then the next 20 years you used them to make all of these amazing meals. So what we learn, what we pick up in every lifetime and in every realm and in every dimension is in our energy field. We take our energy field with us when we die because there's no death. And so all the things that we like and we gather, we move on. The things we don't really like and the icky stuff, that will, once the vibration's raised, it will go away. So we're just left with what we love, and then we ascend, and even if we're just energy, I will remember the places I've been. I remember the smells of pine and dirt, and I remember the redwoods, and I remember what things taste like, and you know, and I remember that